B got Detroit, and this is where he got these niggas like straight thud. That nigga, we playing the Detroit mantra. But crazy thing about it, where was that shit at when you was coaching the Cavs? So this is where.
So someone's like, but
this is where he probably was like,
we
were soft, and I knew we were soft. That's why I was on their net, and they didn't like it, so they wanted.
Yeah, they didn't respond. Welcome back. This is the OG and Nephew show. Wanted to. How you doing?
What's going on, fam?
It's been a minute. Anybody that checked out the live yesterday, appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, we're gonna try to do it every time the game is. If we not at trying to get tickets to the game, we'll try to do a live, just for people that's at work or just might be shopping or doing that family stuff during the game time. Want to have the scores up for you, or if you're doing fantasy. So tune in, subscribe, and lock in. I want to start off. Last night's game was yesterday's afternoon's game was exciting to watch. Shedeur, he went in, and I don't know why, but like, what's with the? I mean, I don't know if you can explain it, but I don't understand the whole fascination with the Wildcat when it's time to score a 2-point conversion or goal line on the line. Like on the line, he pulls them out. Once they reach goal line, he tries to run these Wildcats. And I think last game I counted, he did maybe 3 total for the game and succeeded once. So once he gets the one, he gets addicted. I don't know. I mean, Stefanski acts like he's not calling these plays, but
it's not even about him being fascinated. This is his playbook.
Okay.
This is what he do. Like, he did the Wildcat with last week. What was it? Last week, It was a 3-point game. We were only down 2. It went on 4th down on their own 30 some yard line, which was crazy. And the play you put Harold Fannin Jr. in the backfield to perform the Wildcat, and he ended up fumbling. Very costly. What we're seeing, just besides these plays and play callings, it's going to always kind of look like, well, he's not always look like he not calling the so-called plays, but this is still his playbook. And he's still part of the weekly meetings.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so
he has final.
He has final say. Exactly. So like I said in the last episodes, it's a pissing game match. We knew this was a division between him and Barry. That relationship was done when the whole quarterback situation came about. All right. Once we saw, they picked Gabriel at 3rd round, which was crazy.
Nobody knew what was going on.
Nobody had him even being drafted. Let's just be real. And then the fact that we were able to get this young man at the 5th round with Shedeur, and the reason that happened because of collusion. I mean, let's just be real. The league made a decision, all teams, to not draft him. And this speaks more about Dion, what they think about Dion.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that this young man already knew that going in, it's not like he was blind, like he's being hit with all these different things. He already knew it. He already knew what he was going to be facing. And that's why he's been carrying himself the way he has, answering these dumb questions. Like, that's where I was talking about the media that's here. This ain't nothing new. For all those that's tuning in, seeing the Browns for the first time because you're a fan of Shedeur, like, the local media, local news have always been like that, from high school to professional. You know what I'm saying? So there's always been a biased narrative pushed out. If you have a quarterback that is not of our complexion have a good game, he's the second coming. Now, I understand they got a bad taste in their mouth because of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But even before that, there was trepidation of always having a black quarterback, because the quarterbacks that we did have that were black, they were safe quarterbacks. These were quarterbacks that were so-called projects.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
like hired backups.
See, this is the thing.
When you're a backup, you ain't expect
a lot of these people that live in this city, they are insecure. They're insecure of the fact that there's a narrative about our city. That's why we're doing this podcast. Mm-hmm. Because we know who we are and what we stand on and what we represent. And we carry that whether we're walking around our neighborhoods to being out of town. So this mentality that is being displayed, because I'm going to just keep it PC. I'm not going to go all crazy about it. If you got eyes, you see it. If you got ears, you hear it. Mm-hmm. You know what it is, for those that know. But the fact that you're watching an organization be dragged through the mud because, one, they can't fire Stefanski middle season. This is what people don't want to talk about. They can't do it because that's going to be dead money that they still paying. So they're just waiting to the end of the year. Yes, they're sacrificing the season, because you got to understand they had invested this money in Deshaun Watson. Mm. If they didn't have that money, now understand, I'm not acting like I wasn't on board, because I was. Anybody that said they wasn't on board, they lying. We're watching somebody be incompetent in his job as a head coach, as a leader of the organization, mm-hmm. being thoroughly incompetent. I don't want to, it's too easy to say he's sabotaging them. That's too easy. Because the fact that you're doing it and it's all being shown in front of the world, in front of the players on that team, mm-hmm. and then you got players that's actually compromised, that's falling in suit under him.
So
now you understand they only interview certain players, and you have to listen to their response. You know, Joe Bertoni want to say, "Oh, he's coming along fine. You know, he's getting better." Downgrading. You gotta understand, he was already ready for the professional ranks. His father, once again, is Deion Sanders. Mm-hmm. Come on now. And then I found out his quarterback coach is Jeff Blake, former Pro Bowler, played for Cincinnati Bengals. And Jeff Blake, at one time, when he first started doing this, I think he was training Aaron Brooks, who was a Pro Bowl, played for the Saints back in the day, Aaron Brooks. He had some other quarterbacks. So he's
Tom Brady. I remember for a few years that he was coaching them.
He has a resume.
Like hired Tom Brady.
So that's what I'm saying. He has a resume. So this young man was already NFL ready. Mm-hmm. So the fact that people want to downgrade him, dismiss him, well, he's a fifth round. Come on, you sound foolish. You just creating a narrative.
Fans.
Once again, what do your eyes tell you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if you haven't heard, go to the stadium. Like, if you go to the stadium, you'll hear, just even if you stand outside, like, you'll hear people talk when Gabriel was playing, like, get him out of here. And it'd be like somebody you wouldn't even expect that from. They saying get him out of here.
But you see what you see. And then okay, yes, he's limited in a certain skill set, but it's also play calling. You know how I always talk about when we watch the game, I'm like, what is going on with this route tree? Mm-hmm. I'm always looking at the route tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I understand we're looking at them making adjustments based on them recognizing the defense once they recognize the coverage. And their alternate routes are still trash.
Yeah, like that's how I was like.
So just tell you how bad.
During the live, I was like, I start saying, because I was like, okay, y'all should be feeling the rhythm now. He's pointing y'all. He's, even if they get a 4 and out, he's talking to him on the sideline like, yo, man, we're gonna get it because I'm pointing.
Another thing, he's made audibles. Mm-hmm. So they, a lot of the media tried basically say he's not smart enough. Just real disrespectful commentary.
I just see him working with what he had.
And this is why I'm glad we had the freedom to give our opinion, like, for so many other people that see the game for what it is. The fact that these people get a chance to have a platform and write these narratives is slanderous.
And they get 7 days to do it.
It's slanderous and it's irresponsible. And then the fact that you attack people's character, you don't even keep it football.
I heard one the other day that pissed me off. Shedeur was announced that he was going to get his first start, and they didn't know if it's right in the backyard. They was over, where was they at? The Raiders. Mm-hmm. So they like, Colorado is just a quick flight. Mm-hmm. So Deion had his game the night before. So whatever goes into being a head coach, if you have to prep the next day, do you have mandatory sessions the next day? He was just saying, I'm going to try to make it for sure. And then it's like last minute, how would I know my son's going to start? So I'm not going to go plan my weekend around just having dinner with him after the game. And we could do that another time. But that's all he said. And I heard a Cleveland radio, I don't know if they in Cleveland or it was on a Cleveland-based show. And he's like, be a man. Be a man. Go to your son's first start. Who are you? Like, I stopped the car. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me, bro?
Like a lot of people,
you need content, but that's ridiculous.
You know what's so funny? I'm gonna just be 100, man. Like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. Like, the hate is real. When I mean hate, I'm talking about we talking about the same thing that's been going on. It's just racism, flat out. They can say whatever. That's the card you always pull, man. Okay.
Remove the card off the table. Can't play it no more.
This is my thing. You got your point of view. I got my point of view. We ain't got to agree. Yeah. And I'm gonna call it how I see it, just like you think you're calling it.
It's not like you're walking around saying it out loud to annoy anybody.
But guess what? You can't never hide it.
Yeah, if we're having a conversation, then it's gonna come out just like you. Okay to say what you say.
Check this out.
Say the same way.
Check this out. Real hate is real hate, and truth is truth. So, however the context lies in your life, that's going to be the context. You know what I mean? There ain't no hate in our heart. This is the thing in the body. They don't even understand. Like, we don't hate nobody because we don't care about what you're doing or what you think. I'm trying to survive as a man in this world that I know is set up a certain way. So if my thoughts was worried about what people thought about me, man,
we already not thinking the same. Like, you don't come from the same type of background. You know, we already know we're not thinking the same.
You haven't had the struggles I had, and I'm not saying it's just strictly to our people. No, all people have struggled. You know what I'm saying? But when you hear people talking,
I would look at it like they're showing that they're not willing to come to the table to find out both sides.
They just speak their ignorance, and then this is the thing: when you find out how they living, oh, you living well. That's why you talk with so much confidence. You get what I'm saying? You living well. Oh, you're the one that's able to hold on to that job when you're not really qualified.
But when they don't have the job, they want to find the nearest bridge immediately.
Or say special what they call special programs for minorities has denied me of my success. Like I've heard that. Well, you're only successful because they needed somebody to represent besides one of us because we were so superior, you know. And that and I know
I just said, don't I make it look good?
But
don't the one make it look good?
But on the thing on the real side of it, the fact that we had to talk like this, and it's the 21st century. So,
but the funny part is somebody that's saying that in that position as a grown adult, you was a child and this was going on. You weren't even burped up yet, and this stuff was going on. So who taught you how to think like this?
And the fact that we're talking about
who taught you how to think like this?
Know why we're talking about this? Because of a professional game where we're watching a young man have to, like, they tried to, they took money away from him. They made it everything but football. You get what I'm saying?
He made more in NIL money in college.
And that's another thing. He's not coming in needing their contract to change his family. His family's life has already been changed. So in their eyes, oh, you're not humble enough. Yo, he's plenty of humble. He knows where he comes from. He understands the life he lived was because of his father's work.
Mm-hmm. And he sees his father
losing
his toes
so y'all more upset that this story is a story of success where a young man was blessed to be the son of a Hall of Famer who happened to be totally invested in his life, all his siblings' lives.
Oh, yeah.
All of the siblings' lives. Like just being a father. See, I ain't gonna say Black Father. No, he's just a father. You dig what I'm saying?
Because I'm sure there's white kids he'll do this for.
But this is my point. These are his kids.
Right.
And the fact that he did the job he did, why can't y'all just say he's a good father?
Yeah.
But instead, he's affected him. He's gonna be cocky. And I've heard that. He's infected. What do you mean infected? That's his father. He's gonna be.
So tell me this.
Yeah.
Joe Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Not to use Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas is a good dude. I'm just saying, where you look at him like, oh, his grandfather probably played at this school. His father, they was all the same, wrestling, football, and he's just comes from big genes. Went on to have a successful career, and then when people that knew his father and his grandfather say, "Man, you act just like them," as you go up there and get your Hall of Fame jacket. You look like your father, and you talk like them. You carry yourself like them. If you know who Deion is, and you know this kid was raised under Deion's house and watched his dad every day and went to all his press conferences after the game, how can you not expect him to have that swagger to him? If that offends you, it offended the same reporters 30 years ago.
So let's get to the root of it. I told you I wasn't a fan of I was a fan of them, all honesty, when they went to Jackson State, because they did something that was totally left field. They went to a HBCU and went to a program that didn't have success in a while and brought success. Mm-hmm. Now, this started in the foundation of him becoming his high school coach, because he took over the middle of his high school career and they went on to win state champions. So he showed that, I'm talking about Deion, he was willing to start at the lowest level that he could start off to build up his coach. So I watched what he did at Jackson State. Marvelous job. Watched him go to Colorado. Everything ramped up because now we're in a big market. Well, yeah. FBS. I mean,
hot bigger budget.
Right, of course, all that.
Grander scale.
And you're going to a program that hasn't had success in a long time. So he had to raise the marketing up. He had to put the eyeballs on him. Nah, this is my thing. I wasn't offended. So when I said I ain't care, I ain't know, I watched games where they lost games because of coaching. And on Deion's part, now I'm talking about this is the first year coaching in Colorado. But I'm still watching as the season go on. Does the coaching get better? Because you have to understand, when he came in, 70-some players gone. He either kicked them out or told them they had the opportunity to leave, whatever. You bring in new. So the job that he actually did was phenomenal. That's one. Two, I watched him improve in his coaching because he made changes. So if things weren't getting done from an offense standpoint, change coordinator. Same with the defense, change defensive coordinator. That's what we went through this year. Now, what was the difference this year? You had great talent in your key spots.
Yep.
So now he's basically starting off all over again, still developing the kids that he ended up recruiting that were freshmen. Now they're sophomore, building them up, building a foundation.
You're trying to run the same kind of system.
Your main quarterback is a freshman,
right? You're trying to run that system again, but he might not be it for that.
And that's the thing. You had to figure out. And so he had to, when he got Pat Sherman, I understood West Coast offense, pro style, but we had Pat Sherman as a coach. And all his route trees are 8 yards and plus. Meaning takes longer development, and he didn't have the offensive line. So that's where you saw him playing outside the pocket, scrambling, playing off rhythm. So he was already, like I said, was already prepared for what he's about to face this year because our O-line is trash. Let's just call it what our O-line's trash. It is trash. You got linemen diving on blocks.
Yeah.
So I'm saying all this to salute Shedeur in the face of all that. And still ball, that's a generational talent. Yeah. When you're able to still succeed, and this is what they in say spite on of the coaching,
the main shows, they say, what did he do? Like the old coaches, Bill Cowher, they say, Terry Bradshaw, they say, man, well, what, you know, I understand things are bad, you know what I'm saying? But when you have a superstar, he's supposed to be able to overcome all that and get it. And that's what we saw. So it's like, man, we don't want to hear none of that, man. We just want to see.
They can't keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah, just let them have a good time.
I think it's this. Stand on your opinion.
Yeah.
Once you speak your opinion, stand on it. Now, if you could say, honestly, you know what? I don't know. I have to watch. That's a good opinion saying. But if you just come out playing, he's just terrible, you're either going to stand on it or you're going to come back and apologize. Like, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. And I could respect that. Because guess what? All these people that have opinions that play, whether they play the game or not, it's still their opinion. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like,
and I would be interested to see all of the quarterbacks that's like being talked about. That's like Drake May, the kid from the Broncos.
Okay, all the quarterbacks.
How are they lying?
Check this out.
You know what I'm saying?
Check this out. All the quarterbacks that are rookies, nobody's thrown over 300 yards. Shedeur's done it. He's just broke 2 records. Yep. First rookie quarterback to get his first win in Cleveland Brown history since 1995 or 99, they said. Then the numbers he threw up. First time that's happened since 1950.
Because I don't think people was paying attention to the numbers. That's what I was saying. Like he kept blasting the middle area,
yeah,
and he was just racking up 30-yard passes. And it's like, y'all don't understand. They getting yards after the run. So it's like, he's setting them up perfectly to get yards after the run.
Because you got to understand, like, he's only going to be able to take what the defense give him. So when he's able to deliver a ball where this is where you're talking about great quarterback skills. This is where they talk about what makes Joe Burrow great. Mm-hmm. Matthew Stafford. Putting the ball where the player can get yards or do what they can do.
And these kids know what that is, playing Madden.
Yeah.
So that player slow down and that ball is ahead of him,
but everything has to coincide.
Goes right
if your line isn't doing their job, everything's thrown off.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
saying?
We
lost our center.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
About third quarter.
But yeah, we basically saw incompetency. You could call it sabotage if you want. That's your view of it. I'm not going to do that. I want him to take responsibility as a head coach. So I'd rather call him incompetent in what he's doing. He's being incompetent.
I wonder if
he's showing that he should never have been a head coach.
Leader of men.
A leader of men. Like, and that's the thing.
Be an assistant coach. You can be a coordinator.
But once again, what did I say? His offense is based off of his time under Brad Childress.
Yep. Oh, you said
whose offensive coordinator, original offensive coordinator, was Gary Qb1, which is the Mike Shanahan's.
So, okay, what goes into deciding a head coach? Would you ever see a head coach come from, like, let's say, Ted Ginn, Sr.? Mm-hmm. Would that be?
Shout out to Glenville.
Yeah, just won the state.
Congrats, coach.
Division 4.
Well deserved. Everything that you're receiving now, years in the making. Because I watched them when they had probably the most talent in the nation, mm-hmm. and they always had to go against the nations and eds, and we know how that's going to go. Once again, talking about the hatred. Like, I've heard what is said on these fields. Not just by the players, and these teams are respectable, but they some of the most racist. Mm-hmm. And this young brothers that's on that squad that's supposed to have been playing for Glenville. That's another thing. See, these parochials, why they're great.
Snatching.
Yeah, and it's your choice to go to a better school, because that's what a parent's supposed to decide. Oh, yeah. But to watch the fact that all those opportunities that where they could have made history, but yet they weren't able to. It just showed you it wasn't the time. And the fact that he was able to do it now.
Consistent.
And he's done it 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's why, I have nothing but love for Coach Ginn. I'm sure he don't remember me, but we got that time span of we were familiar with each other when I was coaching against him in track. And the fact that and salute to those young men, because that group stayed together since freshman, and that's a testament. And all the young men that are going to hopefully have opportunity to sign to go on to the next stage and phase of their playing career. Just congrats on the success. And that's what winning does. That's another thing. A winning program isn't just a record. Just because somebody might have a losing record don't mean they're losers. They still dogs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just go against a better coach team, a better organized team. And that's one thing Coach Ginn has always preached. And I know this for a fact, is discipline. That's all he preaches. Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline.
So when I look at a coach like Coach Ginn, I mean, it's just right. Like, I know it's probably unprecedented, and it'll probably make national news. Like, what are y'all doing? Man, he is known in the NFL through his son and numerous other players that he's the pipeline from him.
Yeah.
He has a rapport with the NFL, but because he's shaping young minds in the high school level. Yeah, small city.
I know what you're saying.
They can't bring him up.
I know what you're saying.
He's a leader of men.
I know what you're saying. I know where you're headed to, because I remember before Ryan Day got the job, and even before Urban Meyer had took the job, they had mentioned what's the guy's name at St. Ignatius? He had retired. Coach Chuck Kyle. Yeah, I think it's Kyle. He's been there for like 30-some years. He's on the NFL, high school. I think he's the director of that. Got all these different titles because of Ignatius' success, which is Gardner. He's a great coach. But I always felt like Coach Ginn didn't get enough credit with the resources that were given to him, that the lack thereof, the context of where they are at and what they have to deal with from a day-to-day basis. Should speak volumes, but that's where the politics, this is the political way of saying we say politics, but we know what it is. Because the first few games this year speaks volume what Glenville went through. They had a big win against Massillon, watched that game. Then they had to play Avon, who ended up winning states. Congratulations to Avon, because it's all area.
Still sharpening, still.
We recognize the area, but that game was controversial.
Okay, yep.
Once again, down to the refs, something that I've experienced personally. And then they played St. Ed's, another controversy in that game. So when they went through that, a great coach is always going to keep his players looking ahead. Once you live that moment's dead. What are we going to learn from it? So I think that's the truest testimony.
I have a question to ask. When it comes to playoffs, who decides the refs?
So,
especially when it comes to
after each game, coach gives his grade on the ref after each game. After each game, you grade the refs, how they,
So you get both coaches?
Where the calls accurate as possible, because you're gonna have human error. Was it down the line? Were there discrepancies? My homeboy, shout out Shante Tuff. The time that we were coaching together, some of the games that we had to endure, especially the first couple of years, was so blatant. Because you also have to remember, we're also former players. That's another thing. When you're a former player and you're coaching in a high school rank, some of those referees still referee. Your name is still familiar, where they can do a little, I remember, and people want to say I've been called a conspirator, but people have secret agendas. It just is what it is. I've lived it. I've seen it, especially from a coaching standpoint. I got put on a list that I didn't even know existed. And this is just from me coaching when I first started off on junior high level. So that's the formula of how they, these reps get into the state playoffs. The coaches during the regular season, they vote, not vote, they give a grade assessment of the refereeing of the individual game that they refed and the coach coached in. So you could tell, you can be honest and voice your concern, especially if you have a individual that is showing blatant, no matter who you're going against, but as long as you're coaching that game, you're not going to get a fair shake. And you can report this to the states.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting at. Like, do the states decide the referees?
Well, I'm about to tell you. So you can report this to the states. It's up to the state to hear you. Mm-hmm. So if this ref is getting favorable, but they might only have one or two
incidences,
and of course the state not going to look at a contest like, oh, these are both brothers that head coaches. Of course they're not going to recognize that. They're not going to take that into account. They're just disgruntled coaches. Oh, that's the talk. So guess what? Them same referees still end up going into the playoffs, which determines a lot of young men's opportunity to try to get to reach their dreams. They go, because a lot of kids have dreams of being a champion. Yeah. Like, the reason they're doing this because they want to be state champion, because they understand when you reach greatness, they can't take that away. It's etched.
Because I noticed, like, I went to a couple. I'm going to go to a couple more, but like what we would call Catholic schools,
parochial
schools. Like I'm watching everything from warm ups, tip off. They playing hip hop music.
Yeah,
like hardcore rap. Mm-hmm. Hardcore rap.
But that ain't nothing new, bro.
What are you doing? Okay, that ain't even nothing.
Bro, you go down Southern Ohio where it's Lily of Lily White.
I mean,
and they playing the ratchetest rap.
Okay.
And me and Tay would be sitting there like,
I'm talking about it's the edited versions, but they cussing.
Yeah.
Okay, but so that's there at these parochial schools. But then
it's all schools. It's not just parochial.
Yeah. But I can understand that being I can understand
not if it's all white,
like a Maple or a Shaw.
No, I'm talking about all. That's why I'm bringing up all white, regular public school. They love our style.
I get it. I'm just saying, I would just think a Catholic school. Like, come on, I would think they'd be playing some Pitbull or some.
So let me give you
some safe T-Pain, Chris Brown.
Let me show you the hypocrisy to it. So when it was our senior year. I'm the captain basketball team. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm going to the athletic director who I know doesn't care for me, whatever, or your grandmother, my mom. So I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna say his name. Are we gonna have music while we're warming up? I don't know, the speaker system is. We just saw volleyball every match, music blasting. Why is there a problem now? Okay, no problem. Well, you need to come up to it. Like, real night, didn't want to do it. We did it. Why we give them tape? It was muffled.
Yeah, they ain't trying.
It was like so. You're not even support. Like you're not even allowing us to have the things we need
but y'all
to get
want
up.
Ticket sales. But y'all selling tickets and pizza.
But listen, they love
popcorn.
They love the press.
Yeah,
they love the press. Where the school's name is being mentioned in a positive light. Oh, they love that.
It's like
they just don't love the people that's bringing
every 4-year cycle with the schools. Like the same person. That's why I try to interview. I give my business card to some of the ladies and men that run the cafeterias at the schools, because I want to find out. Like, you've probably been doing this for 27 years, and you've seen groups of 4 years. I would say, like, just classes come through in here, and then their kids are coming back, and then their kids. You've been here so long, you about to retire, but like, what makes you want to keep coming to serve this pizza and stay after school and be around, teach the kids how to work the cash register? Like, they some good people, but I just look at some of the schools like, y'all just here to sell tickets and you don't care who's suiting up on the team.
They don't care.
We just need to fill up those jerseys and sell this pizza.
You want to hear the real? The schools that do well, meaning academia, extracurricular activities, it don't have to just be sports from you. A school that just well-rounded and they have great programs, those are the schools that care about their students.
They keep them out of trouble.
I'm just saying they literally care about their students. They're giving them the best opportunity to be successful in life and to have an opportunity to experience a great, well-rounded education as it's supposed to be. Now, the schools that fail at that, you know what the first thing they do? Instead of taking accountability, they blame the students. They blame the parents. What are you offering? Like, I'm not asking the schools to raise a kid. That's not what they're supposed to do. But you are supposed to give them an opportunity to be their best. Now, it's up to that student and family to take advantage of that. But if you're not even offering it, you're not even putting in the energy and the level.
A prime example would be if, a parent come and say, do you offer CAD training or some type of robotics training after school or during school? So they'll say, well, no. And then the mom is just left with that. But a good school, like you're saying, even a school that's trying, even if they don't have it, they'll say, well, let us look into it. And then they come back to the parent and say, well, Strongsville, they have one after school.
Right. And we can set you up with a program.
We found out that they do have a bus.
They offer outside.
You just need to get him to this
and
area.
That's how the schools work. Hey, bro, when I was in school, we had one of the best auto tech, basically best vocational programs from business, printing, wood shop, auto tech, cosmetology. We offered all that. Our computers, all that computer program, I should say, offered one of the best in the states. Competed competition level, state level competitions. And they had a program where kids from around the suburb, from Bedford to Warrensville, Shaker, those that wanted to be a part of auto tech, but their school didn't provide that, or if their school didn't provide, they'll bring it over our print shop, our wood, our electronic. Like, they had a program where outside school kids came to us, just like our kids could go to whatever program they offer that Maple didn't. So there was when I was in school, there was a correlation between the suburb schools. I know with Cleveland schools, John Hay was a magnet school. I'm talking about the original John Hay, not the one that's here now. But you had the Cleveland School of Arts. Cleveland School District, what they offer certain schools had, just like any other school, offer certain things that had certain strengths in certain areas. So by them being the Cleveland School District, they operate in the same way, where there was kids shipped from, like, say, from Kennedy to Marshall to Kennedy, because of programs.
This gym might have an auditorium that's housing this program, so they'll all go over here. But then these kids might be good. They got a better auto shop. Like actual auto shop.
And I bring that school. And what I guess the point I'm making is, back when I was in school, the curriculum was taken serious. Now we're in the 21st century, and
it's not difficult. Like, you got kids staying with the coaches and the bus driver until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock sometimes.
You gotta understand though, fam, a lot of these kids are not going to school. So if the kids ain't going to school, these programs are getting dropped. They just closed Collinwood down. That's what's happening now. These kids ain't going to school. So
yeah, the parents just, I've seen it.
You know what? And that's another thing. We just can't just say the parent. We don't know. We don't know the circumstance or the context.
I'm just speaking for the ones that,
I'm getting it. I get what you're saying.
The little ones that I see out here, like,
I'm just making
even my neighbor.
I'm just making sure we're talking in a broad sense.
Yeah. I just noticed, like, on my street, you know, it's like, I know they're supposed to be in school. These some young kids.
Yeah.
And none of y'all 18.
Right.
But it's a house full of kids.
Man,
it's like, man, y'all just bad, bro. Like, the parents then literally, like, so this is what could happen. Just an example. One cousin, the mom left him a house. He's the grownest of everybody.
He's the oldest. Yeah.
So he made it through high school, working, doing good. the aunties of his mother are sending their children to stay with him because they know we have an investment in this house. She left it to us. I'm talking about maybe 3 or 4 sisters.
Gotcha.
And no telling how many kids their kids are having. And now the little youngins, the grandchildren of these women are about the same age, close to him. They're staying around, hanging. So it's, I want to say about 20 to 30 kids. And they're shipping them all to him. He's a responsible, respectful. But they're sending them like, you're not just about to enjoy that house to yourself.
For one, it's not his responsibility.
It's not. And these children could be felons. They just know he got room over there. You get out of my house and take your butt over there to your cousins. And you grown. Y'all cousins. He'll deal with you.
That's sad, man.
So I see what you're saying as far as them not being in school, but like I wish the parents would just go about it the right way, like emancipate the kid and teach them some type of first step of responsibility. Once they get that paperwork, it's on you, bro. You might be 17, you might be 16.
And that's another thing. There were programs when we were in school.
It might scare them.
We had programs when I was in school for kids at risk. I'm not saying they don't exist now, because they still do. But when you know, have kids, like, so the school looks at certain patterns. Your tardiness, absentee. So now they're going to try to find out what's going on. In the real great school districts, they're like, okay, we're going to come up with a plan. We're going to still want to see you succeed because you're in our school district. So therefore, we are responsible for your education. You know what I mean?
What if it's just as simple as, like, we just like smoking weed, bro? And the kid is being honest with you. Like, I like rolling up in the morning and then I just forget to walk to school. Like, I don't get no bus.
So my thing is this: for you to do that, for you to do that, how are you affording that? How are you affording to do that?
I hustle.
Okay. Does your hustle break any laws?
Nope.
Okay. Fine.
Not no more.
Okay, that's fine. Where do you think your hustle is going to lead you to, where you are able to have a sustainable, you're able to take care of yourself? Literally.
That's where it's going to stop.
So
they're not going to know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
They're going to be like, I'm taking care of myself right now.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
You're jeans and shoes.
But you're living in the moment.
Yeah.
You're living in the moment.
That's where the communication
you're living in the moment.
He don't even know what you're talking about.
Eventually, you're going to become at a certain age where you're going to look in the mirror like, man, I'm doing the same thing I was doing.
Yeah, you live in hour by hour. Not paycheck by paycheck, but hour by hour.
Not thinking ahead. And this is where, when a lot of these kids don't take these tests here, where they ask you, what do you like? What do you think you're good at?
And you know, to be honest, a good guidance counselor, I had a few. They were like, close the door. Close the door. You know, when you got a rapport with your guidance counselor or a teacher, they're like, hey, man, sit down, man.
Let me talk the real to you.
Yeah, sit down. Why you keep skipping school? I know you sell, your name ringing all over the, you know, where you gonna think you're gonna get the best clientele? Bring up since school. He ain't telling them to come here and sell. But if you doing that, my job is to keep yourself
that sound irresponsible.
I know
that's a federal charge if you did.
No, I'm just saying, like.
But I got you.
If he was getting to him,
I got you.
You isolating yourself at home.
Mm-hmm. While everybody in school.
And you either way.
Right.
And then he could leave it at that and like open my door.
But what did we just talk about the last time we talked? We talked about trades though, right? We talked about trades.
Right.
Like not everybody need to go to college.
If that student be him saying that student be like, man, you're a cool dude, bro.
Yeah, you hope so.
Right. And you be like, the guidance counselor like, man,
but 9 out of 10 times that kid is snitch and really don't like you. You're gonna go tell the higher ups, now you have a job.
No, what if he don't say that? But he really say something real.
I got you.
And he like, man, you know what? Ain't nobody ever tell me I could do something. You know.
But and
he show up, then he see him walking. He's standing in the hallway like, get to class, get. My man, and he walking through the door, shaking that snow off, like, man, shut up, man. I'm here, man. Man, don't be making no party for me. I'm going to class, man. Take that, pull your pants up. Thought I was gonna get off your ass, like, you here, but I'm on your ass, like. But he keep doing it every day, like, oh, guidance counselor, man, he should be like, bro, you like fixing cars, something. I gotta get him in something. He trying, but they just leave it at that. Like, dude, you gotta keep him engaged. Like,
yeah, our guidance counselors. Well, you know, when I got a chance to become a coach, so now I'm in the school district that I went to school in, and to see what's the word. We had one good guidance counselor. The rest of them was trash. They didn't care about the students. Their first thing was kids weren't worthy to put the effort in. I've had guidance counselors and teachers tell me that to my face. Like, they weren't like you guys when y'all in school. Like, first of all, we were outnumbered as far as, you know, black to white. So we had to fall in line anyway. You know what I'm saying? The rules are set up for them to succeed. We just got the benefit of the school district at that time and what they provided. Once the demographic changed, the effort changed. And I understand the kids change, but guess what? You're a teacher. So to become a teacher, that means you have a certain gift when it comes to the youth. You get what I'm saying? The whole reason you became a teacher is because you want to have an impact on the youth.
I wanted to throw something out there because I know people out, like, they're buying their children $250 jeans.
Nonsense.
For Christmas. So the kid to do something.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. The kid
get me aggravated.
Yeah, right. No, I'm just saying, like, these are like, the kid might be stealing and the parent find out. And they're up in the air, or it could be whatever, like a pair of shoes that they got, or a bike, maybe a car. The kid is out here wilding and they know it, but it's like they're trying to live through their children. So it's like,
it's not even that.
You doing too much, but I can't send you to school looking like no bum.
It's not even that. These parents want to be their friends.
Yeah, I can't send you to school looking like no bum, but you did take my car and crash it on some drunk shit.
Craziness.
And you ain't even 19.
Man.
So it's like, you can't punish your kid and you still worrying about like getting them some clothes to go back to school after a week's winter break. So I say that to say this, like, I think it is time for like the black community to stop saying, we can't put no money into our children that we looking for from the white side. You know how like they'll say we're not getting the money funneled to us. This is the third, right?
I got you.
When I see rims,
I got you.
I see like, you'll go, somebody that live in EC, they get the outside of the house look terrible, but the inside look like a magical wonderland.
So you realize
from Zamunda.
All we're talking about is priorities. What's your priorities?
Yeah.
What's your moral compass?
If you're on food stamps,
what's your standard?
If you're on food stamps,
fundamentals of life,
and you walking around with,
I get you,
with what's those New Balance? What's the Asics? The Nike and the Asics that y'all wearing with the socks scrunched up on your ankle.
Okay.
You look like a clown now because y'all on food stamps. You're putting a food stamp out your and you're wearing the outfit that costs $800 cash.
Fam.
They don't take food stamps at Foot Locker.
Fam, once again, we're talking about priorities.
And it's like, bro, do not whine about the children or the friends of your children. Because it's not about just your children. So if you just blaming it on, that's his mama.
So you're basically talking about stop making excuses of saying we lack this and we lack that when you don't really lack. It's just your priority.
So once you see the whole neighborhood lacking, you just start going within yourself. Like, let me make my living room and my house look nice, my car, my kids' clothes.
Take responsibility of self.
Reaching out to those other parents that's like not doing and this and that, but they they got it. Everybody just gets selfish here. Everywhere, but really here it's like everybody is like, I need this spider. Why is there so many people in Cleveland with spiders, yet y'all that we're complaining that we don't have money to funnel back to our children?
You want to know some real stuff? A lot of people that got nice cars, their house ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The outside of their house is terrible. They got it from their mom. The house is paid,
but once again,
parents are gone.
Once again, it's about priorities. So now we got on this subject because we're talking about what Shedeur has endured and what he's had to overcome. And we end up talking about the youth of the city and what's going on and what we're observing. The reason I have the opinions I have about what's going on, I was in the community, that I coached in. Also the community at the time that I lived in, because I lived at Garfield while I coached at Maple. And
well, really anywhere you coached.
Well,
like if you coached at Cleveland Heights, you was familiar with people.
But I guess it's just not about me being a coach. It's also about where I stay at too. Yeah. Where are you making an impact on the block you on, the neighbors around you? I tried to always, if I saw kids, I would speak. You know what I'm saying? Even when I moved over in Maple, when I first started, it was some knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? But they, for the most part, they weren't rude kids. Everybody spoke. Only one incident, one time, but it wasn't nothing big. It was just showing. And these kids were in sports because they were wearing the gear, and it was just kind of funny to me, I was their age at one time, and I didn't move like that because we weren't taught to disrespect our elders, whether they were right or wrong. You always show respect, and you just keep it moving.
Yeah, probably put your head down and just go on.
No, you just keep it moving, show respect, or don't say nothing at all. But now the level of disrespect is at an all-time high, and I think these youngins need to understand, be careful how you talk to older people, because it's a lot of people that don't care about kids. They don't even like their own kids. So to have somebody pop off or
and then
show
you just
disrespect,
never know, like they could be somebody dealing with like
anything,
PTSD.
The
war veteran.
The context could be whatever.
Yeah,
the point that I want the youngest to understand is carry yourself a certain way. You know right from wrong. I'm sure a lot of them are being raised right.
Oh yeah.
See, this is the thing. We were all raised a certain way, but I understood once I stepped out the door, I'm representing James and Daisy. I'm not just representing me. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important that they understand how you carry yourself goes a long way, because when you carry yourself the right way, good things come to you. That's why they can't see no further than in the moment. That's why there's so much negativity in their thinking and their outlook and their speech. You know what I'm saying? They speak nothing but death. They're not speaking life because they can't see true life ahead of them because of their way of their thinking. And I get it. Home life might not always, nobody's life is perfect, but you still have a choice.
I think a lot of stuff plays back into like the music, because like
yes, the music
because
it's
like,
all
you gotta
vibration.
think about this. How many people from your generation got killed? Like rappers, high profile rappers like the Kumo D's,
you talking about got killed?
Killed.
Scholar Rock was the first profile rapper getting killed, and there's a lot of backstory behind that, who did what and what. And then of course, Pop, Biggie, like that changed the rap game.
Yeah. So that was like
part, this is where when that happened, guess who stepped up in the limelight? Puff and Jay.
Yeah. So like I would say, so it's like your generation up, like were you like, damn man, why they kill it? Why So it's like,
but of course
maybe 1 to 3 people.
But you gotta understand, of course, to the regular CNI thing, you might just take things from a surface level, but then as time goes, truth gets revealed, bro. Like and the crazy thing about it, this was stuff that was always discussed because we didn't have the internet. Then you just had publications, you had the Vibe, you had the Source. Stuff was spread word of mouth.
Like
information was spread word of mouth from coast to coast,
and you was in the loop though. Like when you woke up in the morning, it wasn't just blasting.
You didn't know about a lot of stuff.
Went to school
unless you were in the streets.
Right, like you went to school.
You had to be in the streets to hear a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, so what I was saying, all that is like a lot of, like you were saying, you kind of can be like, yo, I was their age one time. Let me talk to them different, just one time, see how they vibe is. A lot of people out here, they don't realize these kids, their favorite rappers are dying every week. So it's like they got some type of mental thing, like where it's like, man,
like their generation.
You know how you'll say Pac was me,
like their like
Scarface represented me.
Like their generation is doomed.
Their generation is dying.
They feel they're doomed.
Yeah, so it's like they starting to get
but
numb as if it's really happening.
But do you know why they think like that? For one, everybody's blessed with somebody that came before them. Mm-hmm. It's up to you to listen. See, we can't give excuses. We gotta stop making excuses. Because if I went and talked to these same youngins, I'm like, man, you got grandma, you got somebody that's always good. Yeah, I got somebody. Everybody, nobody. And I'm not saying there isn't somebody out here that has no family, because there's a lot of people that have no family. You get what I'm saying? But I'm talking about on the average.
Oh yeah,
they have somebody that's giving them wisdom, trying to keep them on the right path. It's a choice, man. It's a choice. They choose. See, this is the thing. Once technology came, you no longer had to live real life anymore. Mm-hmm. You could put yourself behind a screen and become whoever you want to become. But the fact that you had to go out day in, day out, don't know how to function.
Oh, I'll add something to that point. I see a lot of them. It look like what you saying. They can put this life, like, you know, you got your little Snapchat account or Facebook. Mm-hmm. So what you do over on Snapchat a little different from Facebook because your mama on there. But Snapchat is like, yo, friends, you just wilding. Instagram is a little more risky, but you forgot you added your auntie. She might snitch on you, so you play it a little cool. I know all about all this stuff. So it's like, when you live in 3 different lives, or 4, whatever platforms you're on. So then when you go into the real world, if you're working, which person are you going to be?
Who are you?
So then when somebody's like, yo, you can't take a break that long, fool. It was only 2 minutes over. I don't care if it was 2 minutes over your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they going to get, this is a job. This ain't play. You ain't in high school, little. They can't handle that. They can't just turn around like, all right, man, I got you. My bad. That was on me. No more over 2 minutes. Not even 1 minute over break.
It goes back to what we talk about. Accountability. Not making accountability, but also social skills. Like, and this is the thing. This is not a bad generation, man. They very talented. They're very intelligent. But with talent and intelligence, if you don't have humility,
they need to get out and get together.
But you got to be. And listen, what I just said. Humility. What does humility mean? Always being a student. That's what it means to be humble. Always trying to learn from something or someone. Not thinking I have it all figured out. Because once you think you have it all figured out, that's when you're going to stumble. When you're going to fall. I have to remind myself all the time. I don't know everything. I haven't figured everything out. But it doesn't mean I'm not trying. And that's where I learned you can learn from everybody around you. Don't take that for granted. And a lot of these kids take for granted their relationships. So, and our generation were no different. Like, we always, of course, you're always going to seek outside relationships over family structure. You get what I'm saying? Because it might not be perfect, or it might be some ills in that relationship. But when you look at life on the long run, you always want to fall back to what you know, which is family. I don't care, because family gonna prepare you for life.
The longer you go, the
more you realize
those memories get shorter, I think, and it's like only the main stuff stick.
But you realize what's important, why you're where you're at. It wasn't because of those outside relationships. It was the foundation of the people that were trying to raise you or, have impact in your life. But back to this generation, once they just realize that, okay, life ain't that bad, because they think they the only ones living this life.
And that's the thing, like, they've separated themselves. Once they go home, they kick them shoes off and lay on that bed and get that whatever electronic they use, a tablet, phone, iPad, Oculus, Xbox. They go into their little world. And then it's like, oh, beep, you got to go back to that gas station. You got to go back to that McDonald's.
There's no ambition. There's no.
So then you got to deal with all these people asking you all these questions and people stealing. And this lady's nice, and do I need to help her with this? This couple is rude. It's like they can't handle it. It's too much.
What, real life?
Yeah, and they can't control it. They love controlling what
they're comfortable with.
Like Sim City,
Man.
and they need to get out here a little more. So like, it's up to like the states and cities and towns. Like they got to start doing more outside activities that are cool. Ask the generation what's cool outside that y'all will want to do. A big foam party. A big foam rock party in the park.
Fam, they don't listen, man.
All the kids come playing sudsy bubbles.
I think we've gotten away from the basics. What happened to shooting horseshoes, playing volleyball,
teaching them how to play horseshoes, like
going fishing. Like people don't understand.
Horseback riding.
Mike, do you understand the importance of fishing?
Yep.
It's not, of course, a lot of people use it for therapy, for relaxation, but you're basically fishing to get food.
Yep.
To take, like, that's an important skill to have.
The earth is like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of water, and you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to know how to get that fish, man. And it's not as easy as people think. It's better to learn.
It's a science.
You don't want to get out there and have to start fishing.
But it's a science to it. Like most people that are good at fishing, they study water.
Yep.
Like they literally go study how oceans and rivers
Waves,
work. Where do fish lie? Do they lie in the shallow or are they in the deep? You get what I'm saying? Like there's a science to it.
It don't take a lot of effort to learn it. You just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it and experience it.
Ride that bike. You learn how to ride a bike when you was 4.
But we bring all that up. These are things that can enhance your life.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with technology. And listen to what I'm saying when I say that. There's nothing wrong with technology, but there's got to be a balance.
You know that feeling when you actually do something with your hands, like
that,
or build something with somebody. Like I built that.
You know what's another thing that's missing? Reading.
Yeah.
Like no, seriously.
They don't know how to tell time either on the clock. They just did a study. A teacher in Cleveland was saying that they can't tell time on the clock anymore.
And fam, it's not. I hope we're not coming off like we're sounding negative. I want this generation to understand we believe in you above anything.
I believe in them because they millionaires and they don't even know the basics. So if you have the basics, you'd be a double.
They have the heads up on technology above everybody else. So, and if that's where we're headed, you need to put yourself in position to be ahead of the curve, to be the next whatever in the field of technology.
Yep.
Because above everything else, you want to be successful where you can take care of yourself. And if it moves you within your heart to help your family, so be it. Because not everybody is made that way. Not everybody thinks that way.
That. Like all the tech people, they all look at it like y'all are gonna need us. Okay, we will. If the plug comes out of the wall, you're gonna need us. It's the circle of life. You and your computer is gonna be walking in the desert hungry. Because you never planned that the plug could come out the wall.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody need to just work symbiotic or whatever symbiotic
circle of life.
Yeah, like make it work. But